On the topic of discussion today, we are chatting Lily Allen, not concerning her music, but specifically a tweet she made earlier this week. She posted an image of the Wireless Festival poster, and Wireless Festivals, kind of like the equivalent of like, what would you say? Like a listen out, potentially?
I guess so, yeah. Very hip-hop heavy, like no dance.
Exactly. And it's a festival in the UK. And what she had done is she had posted a photo of the lineup in which she had blanked out all the male names to show that only 3 women were booked on this lineup. Now, 3 women in comparison to about 36-ish men is, you know, not good at all. But what we found most surprising was the kind of feedback Lily Allen was getting in the comments of this Twitter post. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, it's the response to it hasn't been overwhelmingly supportive towards Lily Allen. It's something that's echoed quite often in the comments here, is that festival bookers are looking to book good acts, they're not looking to book based on gender. And that's the thing that keeps coming up time and time and time again. And it doesn't seem like she's getting the support for it, which is interesting. And the other thing that they keep saying is that there aren't enough up and coming or top tier female hip hop and R&B artists to fill the quota, which I think is just bullshit.
I also think what's really interesting is that I'd be the first to say that this conversation is one that we have really quite often in the Australian media.
Yeah.
And I often think that, oh, everybody must understand that this is something that needs to be fixed, up until you see comments pertaining to, you know, lineups that are a bit weak on the diversity, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And then it's the same audiences who are buying tickets to these festivals who don't see the problem, who are kind of like, what do you mean? It's not an issue, there's just not enough chicks, chill.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so how do we get this conversation out from this, you know, music industry or music enthusiast bubble and make it a general conversation?
The problem starts well before a festival lineup gets booked, in that it starts with the media and it filters through that, basically. But festivals also need to be taking chances and putting like female hip hop and R&B artists when they're breaking at the lower tier of their lineup and then building them up the ranks, which they are doing with male artists. Like you see on that lineup, they've got people like Trippie Redd on there who are only just really starting their rise into the mainstream. But you're not seeing any females on that level be given the chance.
And it's really tricky because it's hard to have this conversation without minimizing the efforts that a lot of festival promoters do put into sort of booking, you know, non-GNC and female and you know, trans people on their lineups. On the lineup, they've got Mabel, Lisa Mercedes and Cardi B, which already shows you they have the potential to book, you know, huge acts as the budget's available. But 3 to 36 or so, you know, men is just like, it's astounding. And even if you had to say off top, like on my dream festival, I'd have, you know, SZA would be there and Princess Nokia would roll through, Stefflon Don, Nadia Rose, where, you know, where they at? The damage has been done, and it's almost like, even if they put, you know, a couple of afterthoughts on, it's kind of like, now you're just appeasing it, you know, an angry audience.
But that's a problem we've got here in Australia, in that the argument comes up and a festival that gets called out for not having enough women on their lineup, and they're like, oh, there's more to come. And then they add a few down the bottom. It's like, no, you've got to be filling all those tiers to show that you're working with these artists to grow them, establish them, and then like watch them shine, which is just not happening. If you look at bands like Gang of Youths, they started at the bottom, then they were a middle tier band, and now they're headlining festivals all around the country. And that's because people have been like putting the time in to grow them from the media to a festival.
Yeah. Where does the buck stop? And who needs to lead these discussions if a celebrity can't get through to their own audience?
Exactly. And it should be starting with the media. It shouldn't be the media responding to what Lily Allen said. It should start there. That's where the flow of like information on music starts. So why aren't we like going to the root of the problem?
Yeah. I guess you could say it's because people don't really trust media. They trust their celebrities.
That's true. They're obviously not trusting Lily though.
Yeah.